to the Logic Workshop. This is attempt number 2 at doing this video. We were in on Saturday, Jalal came down with his Golf, we were discussing intakes. So we've got an open intake by LEYO, we've got the closed intake by Racing Line, trusty R600, and basically the idea was that we were going to use Jalal's car, stock car. Yeah, we were going to use the stock car to run the stock intake. We were then going to stick the open intake on it, run that, and then we were going to stick the R600 on it, run that. We were going to look at a couple of different things. Obviously we've got sound, we've got appearance, we've got power gains, we've got a few different factors that we're going to look at and compare. We're not here to say one's better than the other. We're here to say these are the 2 different types of induction kits that we offer at Logic Motorsport for the Golf R, the S3, the Leon CUPRA, and anything else that's MQB platformed. So I imagine the figures won't be too far apart. However, some people like the drama, the sound, the noise and all that good stuff, and some people prefer the OEM looking subtle side of things, and obviously the R600 gives a little bit of sound as well. So let's get into some power runs using the stock intake, and let's see what it does. Alright guys, so before we get into it, we're going to just quickly recap on the intakes that we're talking about. So R600, it's on Logic Motorsport's demo car. Full front of the car is acting as an intake, both sides of the front are open, as opposed to the stock one where it's just one side. Great thing about the R600, it looks OEM as well, so it looks really, really similar to the stock parts that are on the car. Obviously it's given a slightly more modern twist, but it does look very, very similar. Couple that with the forge inlet hose and the turbo elbow, absolutely amazing component. Obviously 1 part instead of 2 gives less chance and opportunity for things to fail or go wrong, but not only that, the tube is absolutely wide as well, so you can get loads more airflow into the turbo. And then obviously the R600 goes really well with the coolant reroute hose, which is obviously on there. What you don't want to be doing is putting an R600 on with the coolant hose going across the top. It looks a little bit untidy, it's going to rub over time, and then later on down the line when you do decide you want to get a coolant reroute hose, you're going to leave little marks anyway, so there's not really much point in doing it anything other than straight away. And that's a closed intake, so I imagine it's not going to be as dramatic as an open intake. It does give you a bit of sound, as we've seen in different videos. We'll do some power runs in a minute and we'll get some sound and stuff as well. We're going to compare it to the open intake as well. Now, the open intake that we're comparing it to today is the LEYO system. Now, don't think for 1 second that this is how it gets delivered to you. This is actually take 2, or attempt number 2 of doing this video, but smarty pants over here. Obviously, because I'm so used to dealing with the forge inlet hose and the turbo elbow being built in, I completely forgot about the LEYO intake. I didn't look in the box because I wanted to do an unboxing, which I'll edit into this video, or it'll be at the start of this video. I'm not sure which way around it's going to go yet. But anyway, we overlooked the fact that we're going to need a turbo elbow. Paige has just been to our amazing friends at Awesome GTI, one of our biggest suppliers. Shout out to Lisa, Mark and the team over there, and don't forget Saj as well. Racing Line turbo elbow, we've now got it. We can put it with the LEYO induction kit. It's going to be an open intake, and it's hopefully going to give us a lot more drama, a lot more sound, a lot more of that sucking and blowing sound and all that good stuff. So yeah, we're not here today to work out which is the better intake. We're here to basically demonstrate and show you guys the 2 main different options that we offer. We also do the ram air intake as well. Ram air gets quite a lot of exposure. I'll do another video on that because we're going to order one over the next couple of days, and we are going to put together 3 different packages for our stage 1 tuning. We're going to go for 3 different price ranges as well, so we can cater for everybody in the market. But yeah, without further delay, let's get some stock runs done with the stock kit, then let's put the LEYO kit on, then let's put the R600 on. Let's compare sound, let's compare power, and let's do some testing. Let's get it in. Alright guys, so this is stock power, stock intake, run 1. Alright guys, so we've just done the stock power run with the stock intake. The car did 285 wheel, which is practically bang on the money. It's in the region of 320 brake, so we know the car's behaving, it's on the right fuel. Job's good basis for testing. Obviously, any sort of testing or comparison stuff, you want to make sure that the car that you're doing it on is as fair as possible, it's as reliable and true as possible, and that's again why we measure always in wheel horsepower and then just do a 12.5% conversion for the loss in drivetrain. So 285 at the wheels. Alright guys, so we're going to take a quick opportunity to just discuss different inlet pipes. Well we can basically. We've got the stock one here, we've got the LEYO one here with the turbo elbow, and we've got the forged pipe here with the inbuilt turbo elbow. I'm just going to discuss my thoughts on these and go from there basically. So as you can see here, this is the one that comes on the R from factory. It's not too bad, to be fair. You can see it's got a bottleneck there, you can see it's not too wide here, and the pipe gradually gets bigger as it goes out to the filter. Basically on this one you've got the LEYO pipe, which is absolutely massive in terms of diameter. It bottlenecks down a little bit to meet the racing line turbo elbow, which as you can see is obviously a huge step up from factory anyway, so allowing them airflows and that maximum airflow. And then you've got the forged one, which is a huge silicon pipe all the way through to the inbuilt turbo elbow, which is roughly, well, it has to be the same size, it matches the same turbo as the racing line elbow. So what you've got here is a huge pipe all the way, there's no down step. The advantage of this one over this one though is, as you can see, this is a much thicker pipe, so you lose some on the inside, whereas this one is a much thinner pipe, so it's thicker internally. So my opinion, my overall opinion and everything else is that they're roughly going to be around the same. I did have a concern that obviously using an elbow rather than this big thick pipe here was going to lose us a little bit of airflow here, but peace of mind has been restored, obviously, because you can see the difference from factory anyway. So we are going to keep the airflow coming through as big, and then obviously, like I say, this one could actually be classed as a bit of an optical illusion because the pipe's so thick, but again, if you look on the inside of it, it's thinner because of the thickness of the pipe, whereas this one, it's massive on the outside and the pipe's much thinner. So it's sort of like swings and roundabouts. You get thicker flow there and you lose a bit there, and here it's thick on the outside but thin on the inside from front to back. So I'm not going to say one's better than the other. You've got different options to fit different types of intake. Same way we're not saying closed and open are better than the other, it's just different things for different people. They're your options. Let's carry on. Okay, so here we are with the LEYO kit installed with the racing line elbow. Solid pipe coming from the turbo elbow, big thick pipe. Little flexy before you meet the actual intake box. It's all like a cast alley sort of material, coated in this lovely black bobbly type finish. The filter's really well presented. It's like a black, it looks like black and white, which makes it like a greyish colour. Well branded all around the front. Really well put together inside here, so obviously your little breather pipe type thing can be reconnected to the filter. And then you've got a little lid, which obviously is here to finish it off, which is still obviously an open intake, but I don't know whether I'd leave it on or take it off or what. For the purpose of the video, we imagine that the lid's not going to gain or lose anything in terms of performance. For the purpose of the video, we're going to leave the lid off so you can hear it, see it, and do its thing properly here. Let's go. Okay, so stock power LEYO open induction kit. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to flash the car with SVG Software Stage 1 Plus, ECU and TCU. It'll save us from running the car stock and then putting the R600 on to run it stock and then taking it off and then tuning the car to put the LEYO one on to then take it off to put the R600 on. What we're going to do is we're going to flash the car, put the stock file on it, do all the testing that we need to do with the LEYO intake, and then we're going to put the car back to stock, R600 on, do all the testing that we need to do with the tuning and what have you. And yeah, go from there. So before we do anything with ECUs with DSG cars when they come in for tuning, we always upload the Dsg Tune first. That way we know any runs after that are preloaded and pre-prepared for any stresses and strains that we put through the gearbox. What we don't want to do is ramp up the power and then bang it through a stock gearbox. TCU's there to be tuned. We tune that first and then that stays there, and obviously we do all the testing after that.
Okay, so this is the tune run, Savage Stage 1 Plus, LEYO open intake. Savage Stage 1 Plus with LEYO open intake. 351 wheel horsepower, so plus 12.5%. 394 brake horsepower, LEYO open intake. Just fractionally above the figures that we quote. Well within what we've seen before. We've seen them as high as 398, but this in terms of figures we quote and what we expect from an induction kit, coupled with our tuning, especially with the different intake pipe and turbo elbow, more than happy with the results. Yeah, bang on the money. Money well spent for you guys. So Savage Stage 1 Plus, you've got 351 wheel horsepower, which equates to 394. Torque, which you know obviously everyone's going to be wondering what it is, 386 foot-pound, which equates to about 520 newton meters. Stage 1 tune, bang on the money. Alright guys, so we're just putting the car back to its stock read. So basically putting it back to factory. Putting it back to factory so obviously we can give the R600 a fair shot. We're going to run the R600, like I say, stock, and we're going to run the R600 with the Savage Stage 1 Plus tuning. So, like I said, LEYO did really well. The intake, it sounds absolutely amazing with it being an open intake. We're going to compare the R600, and yeah, we should see some tasty figures. So, right, base file, boom. So yeah, let's see what happens. Okay guys, so a bit of testing, like I say, we've got some fantastic results so far. The car's obviously amazing, it's doing its job really well. Couldn't be more pleased with the way in which things are going. We're now back to stock with the fitment of an R600. So let's have a look. So this is run number 4, stock power, R600. Okay, so stock power R600 has done 292.9 wheel horsepower. So calculation 292. I'll put the 0.9 in because it's practically another full wheel horsepower, isn't it? Plus 12.5%. 329. So again, racing line, well within its quoted power. I reckon you'd probably say something like plus 10 horsepower gains or whatever. Against the stock run, it's made 6 more foot-pound in torque, and against the LEYO intake it's made 3 more. So very, very close to each other. I'll be interested to see what the Racing Line R600 does against the LEYO open intake once we've retuned the car. But all in all, at the minute, the car's behaving very well. It's done bang on figures for stock power. It did bang on figures for stock with the LEYO intake. It's done bang on figures for stock with the R600. It did serious power with the tuning and the LEYO open intake, and I'm pretty confident it's going to do some serious power with the tuning and the R600. So all going really well, to be fair. Really happy. So Savage Stage 1 Plus, write that onto the car. While that's writing on, I might as well just take the opportunity to explain why we have Stage 1 and Stage 1 Plus. So the way we break it down is a car that comes in without an intake or with no mods whatsoever, just a tune, that'll be Stage 1. And then obviously if you take the induction side of things and get the front end of the car behaving right or performing better with additional hardware, we class that as a Stage 1 Plus tune, because you do tend to see 5 to 15 horsepower in gains and 5 to 10, 15 foot-pound in torque in gains as well. So it's sort of like a separate, little separate entity of itself. So Stage 1 Plus is what we obviously recommend. And obviously TCU tunes are just as important as that. So, run number 5, Stage 1 Plus, SVG Software, the R600 full intake, and making 5 runs out of 5, all producing the goods, all proving the power, and ultimately all proving the SVG Software and the hardware. It's all good value for money. Go! Last run, run 5, SVG Software Stage 1 Plus, R600 intake. Let's go. Okay then, so great results for the R600, obviously coupled with the Logic SVG Software Stage 1 Plus. 356.7 wheel horsepower and 387 foot-pound of torque. So let's talk a little bit about that. The LEYO intake did 351 wheel, the R600 on 356. In terms of torque, the LEYO gave us 388 foot-pound and the R600 gave us 387. So for me, they're within 5 wheel horsepower of each other and they're within 1 foot-pound of each other. For me, in terms of performance, negligible, especially when the torque figure's within a foot-pound. That's negligible to say the very least. I think when you come to choosing your intake, guys, it's literally going to be a decision between how you want it to sound. Obviously the R600 does give you a lovely sound, it's a bit more muffled and it gives you that factory look, and the LEYO intake gives you that open intake sound, a bit more aggressive in terms of the induction sound, and it's obviously a more open style looking intake from under the bonnet. So if you want to go for subtle, I'd say the R600. If you want to I've obviously modified my car, when you open the bonnet I'd go for the LEYO. The good thing I will say about both of these intakes is LEYO gives you the option of having a lid on top or not. We'll come to that in a few seconds. And the R600 obviously makes use of the full front grille. So again, they've both got plus points. I can't really think of any negative points, I'm not going to lie. We are suppliers, stockists, obviously installers and tuners at Logic Motorsport, and we do stock, supply, provide and we are representatives for both of these brands, both of these products, and yeah, we're fully behind them based on in-house testing. I think going forward it's going to be performance through testing. Everything's going to be proven, everything's going to be brought to you guys as evidence. Obviously we are working with some of the most sophisticated tools on the market. The Dyno, for me, is the best dyno on the market. It's reliable, it's very, very accurate, and measuring in wheel horsepower, you can't go wrong. So all in all, in terms of the figures and the testing, I am very, very satisfied with the end result, and we've got some packages that we're putting together for you guys. So we're going to have an MQB Stage 1 Plus package that has the LEYO intake with the Racing Line Turbo Elbow. We're going to have the Stage 1 Plus package with the Racing Line R600 and the Forge intake with the elbow built in. So we're going to cross over a couple of bits of branding, and then obviously the Racing Line coolant reroute hose will work with both of those. So yeah, keep your eyes out for those packages. They'll be coming out very soon, along with the Logic Motorsport website, which is obviously an exciting time for me, because we've been trading for the past however long it's been with 0 online sales. We've literally generated and gained our reputation based on purely nothing but Facebook, Instagram and the workshop. So I can't thank the team enough, can't thank you guys as customers enough. Keep liking, keep following, keep sharing what we do. And obviously YouTube is LMTV, and it's becoming more and more populated as the days go on. Every video that we do goes onto YouTube, so the content's there for you guys to see. Anybody that's new to what we do, check us out on YouTube, guys. There's tons of evidence to say that we are a decent company, and we are extremely proud of what we do. We are a workshop full of car enthusiasts, and we're here for car enthusiasts, and that's what we're about here at Logic Motorsport. So yeah, thanks for watching. Okay guys, so to finish off the video, we're just going to talk a little bit about how these intakes look. You've got the open intake from LEYO Motorsport, which obviously looks really aggressive. It looks really, really good in terms of how performance things tend to look these days. You've got the Racing Line R600 with the full front panel intake as an addition, which is obviously similar to the OEM or factory looking stuff. So in terms of what looks best, it's going to be down to personal preference. I've ran the R600 for the past 3 or 4 months, and we're switching the Logic Motorsport demo car to the LEYO, just so obviously I can personally, I can vouch for the R600 already. Based on what the LEYO one's just done on the dyno, I've got no problems whatsoever in saying that it's going to be a wicked induction kit. It looks amazing as well, and it also, if Ryan comes a bit closer, comes with the option of having this lovely lid on it as well, so it'll sit like that, and it's all fashioned, it's all made really well. I'm undecided as to whether, I probably will have it as well, I probably will have it on the cover actually, just to protect it. But yeah, all in all, I think they're both really good looking bits of kit. They both sound really good, they both do exactly how you'd expect them to sound. The R600 has got the induction sound, but it is muffled a little bit, and the sound tends to come out through the front. The LEYO one is a really aggressive, lovely, loud sounding induction kit. In terms of power, I think the LEYO one made strong power. I think the R600 one made strong power. I think the tunes run, the R600 made 3 or 4 more horsepower, wheel horsepower that is, and the tunes run it made 6 or 7 more horsepower, and the stock run it made 2 or 3 or 4, something along them lines. In terms of foot-pound of torque, the difference was negligible. It was literally 1. On the tuned run, where it really matters, the difference in torque between this one and this one was literally 1 foot-pound of torque, so negligible. Pulling forces are going to be the same, regardless of which induction kit you're running. Difference in looks, difference in sound. I'm not going to stand there and say I prefer this one or this one. I can vouch for both products. One of the things that I look at as a consumer, obviously I sell these products all the time, so as a consumer, one of the things that I look at is the actual quality of the packaging and the way you receive the item. The R600 and Racing Line as a brand in general is the packaging, the branding, the delivery, and the way they present you with the stuff is amazing. It's always packaged really well. It's reliable, it's good, it's strong. It'll take a beating in the post if it had to.
and it'll turn up working as well as it should do. The LEYO one, I think LEYO, if I'm going to be honest with you, go above and beyond regarding packaging, and that's, if you speak to anybody who's been in contact or has come across LEYO, one of the strongest things about the brand is the packaging and the way they present the stuff as well. So again, I can't really separate the two, both phenomenal in that respect. If you want to talk about build quality, obviously this one's made out of like a tooled, vacuum made plastic component. Obviously it's designed to look as OEM as possible, so it fits in with the engine bay and not look out of place. So obviously that one does its job. This one is done out of what looks like alloy that's been coated in like a powder coated or dimply black surface. It's had laser cutting, obviously that's not fastened on yet. It's had laser cutting done, it's had printing work done, the intake looks amazing. So in terms of the way this one's presented as well, I do feel that one does its job. I think they're both on the market for different reasons. One's a very, I'm an induction kit, rah 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 type of kit, and it does its job very, very well. And the other one's cool, laid back, chilled out, listen, I'm just here to do my job and do it very well. That's my version of being the induction kit, and I think I pulled it off pretty well, I'm not going to lie to you. Couple this with amazing cars such as Jalal's stock in very well conditioned Golf R, or even savagely tuned ones like our 560 brake stage 3 Golf R that we have in house at Logic Motorsport. I think it's important that they both do the jobs really well, and they definitely do. Savage tuning from Savage Software tuning from Logic Motorsport is the way forward. It obviously works very well with the products, it works very well on the cars, it's going to be amazing across the platforms. So yeah, keep an eye on the journey, guys. More importantly, Christmas is coming up. Wait for some of these packages we put together for you guys, because I guarantee pound for pound and horsepower per pound definitely won't be beaten, and I mean by a long way as well. Keep your eyes peeled. Stay tuned, guys. Stay Savage tuned, and we'll see you soon. So we're just outside in Jalal's car with the big man himself. He can smile if he wants to. So tell the guys what you've come in with.
So I've come in with a stock Mark 7.5 Golf R.
Yep.
We've done a lot of testing. Now we've got the Racerline R600. And well, first drive, let's see what it's like.
Tuning?
Yeah, tuning, stage 1 plus.
Savage stage 1 plus.
Very, very good. I'm really, really impressed with the figures, more than I was expecting.
Yeah, to be fair, we've done well on the dyno today with the car. Let's take it for a drive. Jalal's not actually driven the car just yet, so we're going to get a first reaction and we'll go from there. Let's go.
I feel the power straight away. definitely a big noticeable difference, 100%.
Just 1 second, let this car just go and then we'll go from there.
That noise is unreal as well. Just from an intake, that noise.
I know, yeah, it's daft, isn't it?
Wow, massive difference.
Yeah.
Massive. Where we turn around here, Jay?
Just anywhere, turn around, anywhere, but yeah, you're feeling...
Yeah, 100%.
Just go around the block. Alright there, mate. I think I'm a bad passenger, mate, it must be. Fucking hell.
It's definitely a lot quicker, a lot quicker.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You happy with it?
Yeah, let's turn it.
Carry on.
Alright.
Just go first left and then left again. So, good thing about it as well, obviously with the TCU tune, it's not hanging between gears.
No,
so
no,
when
it's
you
like
get
shifting
when
well.
you get DSG farts as well and all that, that's a slow gear change.
Yeah,
so obviously with this now it's bang, 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 rapid gear changes.
Yeah, definitely.
You'll notice that, and obviously the more you get used to it, you sort of adapt your driving style to it as well. Fucking hell.
A bit squeamish there, what?
Not squeamish, I just want to see you go for a fucking walk.
Neither do I.
Are you having a launch or what?
We're doing it back on the straight back up.
And this is the road back down, so yeah, we'll do
So
it.
we'll do it from here down, or?
Yeah, we'll just, 1 sec, just turn right. Always letting you out. Slow down, chill out, fucking hell.
Really touched it.
I know.
Oh, we'll do it around this
We'll
bend
do it
here, yeah.
when you get around the bend, we'll just go there.
pickups immense
It is,
compared to
isn't
what
it?
it was.
Yeah.
You know, for a car that's not had much done to it, it's immense. Right, we're doing it here, yeah?
Yeah.
It's already set. Already in, yeah. Last time I did a launch, it did not break the tyres loose, I tell you that.
Well, there you go then. So
That torque is unreal.
yeah, like that.
Unreal torque, that. I want to go stage 2 now.
Well, that's it.